Yeah, it's the role of faith. We talk love, we talk faith. God first, couple.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Role Effect Podcast. My name is Milton
and I'm Felicia.
Welcome everybody.
Welcome you guys. Thank you for tuning in once again to the Role Effect Podcast. Right?
Thank you. Welcome back again.
Yeah, you doing okay today?
Yeah. I'm hanging in there.
You sure with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little more energy needed, but outside of that, we're ready to go.
That's right. You guys don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate that. Don't forget to check us out on Sunday for just us, Milton and Felicia.
Yeah, that's where we go out, we hang out, we take you all with us. You understand?
Absolutely. So we just gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into it because I think this is a fun one, but I think you can take something from it as well, right?
Yeah, hopefully. That's normally the goal too.
Yes, absolutely. So let me just ask, have you ever been on that? I know we've all been there, like on a date, right? You're on the first date, and then you go on that second date, and everything is going good, right? Okay. And then you or the other person say something, and it's just like, ugh. Your stomach kind of turned a little bit, and you're like, is this a warning sign? Or are you just overthinking it? Which one is it?
It can go either way.
Either way. So today we're going to discuss warning signs, red flags or green flags, right? We're going to discuss that. We're going to kind of hop into it and see if you recognize red flags in your relationship or nah. Which one? You think you ever notice red flags in your relationship?
Well, probably notice some red flags, and then after the fact, you like, oh, I did get something that said stop, but I kept on going.
Yeah. So the title of our episode today is Selective Blindness. Selective blindness. Red flags that we shouldn't ignore, and green flags, which are habits that we probably should give a little more
thought and
attention to, those green flags that you may not be like looking at, but you probably need to pay a little more attention to that. So when we're talking about red and green flags, we're talking about intensity versus intimacy, right? So intensity is the best way to describe it is, like you're at Six Flags or up here it's Carowinds. We got a theme park called Carowinds, right?
Six Flags own it now, though.
Oh, they do own it. That's cool.
That's right.
But so like intensity is where you're on this roller coaster and you're riding on this roller coaster and you're like dizzy, you're blind, like when you made me get dizzy on the roller coaster, whatever. But all this intensity, you're ready to go. You're in this new relationship and everything is just moving fast. Everything is moving fast. And you can't really see because everything is just moving so fast. That's intensity, okay? Intimacy is that slow, kind of like calm relationship that you're taking your time. You're trying to vibe. You're trying to get to know the other person. Whereas intensity is like this roller coaster, and then you're on it and you're moving so fast that you can't really see clear until the roller coaster stops.
Mm.
And when it stops, then you notice the red flags because you was too dizzy in the beginning to see it, because you like, oh, I'm so in love. Oh, he or she is so beautiful, and da 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 da. And we ignore it because our mind and our we're cloudy. Our eyes can't really see because we're so just in awe of each other, and we just can't see the red flags, and we don't even recognize the green ones. So we're gonna talk about that, right?
So in other words, you moving too fast, and then once you get to the end of the ride, you kind of thinking back of all the pit stops and all the swerves and the loops on the roller coaster. And,
Yep.
And you saying, wow, I saw that, I saw that, I saw that.
Yes.
And then at the end, you realize, well, what's what?
What's what? What happened? Why didn't I see it before? So let's just talk about a few of them, right? So we're going to start with the heavy hitters first. We're going to talk about the red flags, all right? Because red flags, you either spot it or you don't. But if you don't, and you wait to the end of the ride, it's going to be too late. Because, you know.
So maybe you need to treat that
the
like
ride is over.
Maybe you need to treat that like a red light. Stop. Green light, go.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe.
So the number one, love bombing. You know what love bombing is? When someone just, in the beginning, they like just showering you with just gifts and just all this attention they've given you, and it's just fast. It's just moving fast. It's just, like this. We can't go slow. We gotta go fast, and it's not on your time. It's on their time. That's love bombing. Like,
What's your
everything is fast paced. Fast paced.
Some things ain't good going fast.
No, it's not. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady, right? Number 2 is going to be, I love you way too early.
Oh, God.
You love me and you know me for 3 days. You love me. A lot of people say, some people I hear say, it was love at first sight. I'm not saying that you can't have love at first sight, but I think that's a red flag. I think you kind of need to look at that a little bit. But there is some relationship, I guess, that you probably sense something strong with that person. I don't know if it's really love, because I feel like love takes time to develop, and love takes time to, what am I trying to say?
Love does take time to develop, but you can't look at it in its entirety until you done put some time in it.
Yeah.
Then you can look back and say, I did feel something back then.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. So now it doesn't manifest.
Right.
So now you got your factual data right there to say, you know what I was love at first sight.
Right. Love, that is so tricky when we talk about love, because there's so many levels and so many things to that word, that if you're not really going to be there, not only for the happy times, but those times where things are just not good, where you see that person in their authentic state, then I don't think you should even mention love, because it takes time for you to see all the parts of that person. And I think we talked about that once as well.
Right. So we often talk together about, you got to go through all the seasons.
Yeah.
Then you can see a person in different seasons.
Yeah.
And now you can say, you know what, you can measure love at that point. But if you don't go through nothing, you can't measure love.
No, it's kind of
hard.
hard.
You have to go through something.
You gotta
to
go
have
through
some
something.
references, right?
That's right. Okay, number 3 is the crazy ex.
Oh, jeez.
The crazy ex narrative. if you have somebody you dating someone and everybody they've dated is crazy, they probably the common denominator. They probably that's the red flag. Like that person, and I'm gonna be real serious right now. I have never dated someone, and I've been in my marriage a long time, so it's not like it was more recent or anything like that. But I'm not even with Milton, though. Still, I'm just giving an example. I've never met someone that took responsibility for the relationship. Never. I've never heard a guy say they were the problem.
You heard me say that, didn't you?
No, never.
You never heard me say I was a problem?
In the relationship.
Oh, okay.
When I was asking about the relationship, like,
I got
what
you.
happened
Okay.
what happened with that relationship? I've never heard a guy take responsibility and say it was me. It was always that person.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy is once you start dating this person, and that reason why he explains, oh, this happened because da da da, then you're like, I think it was some truth in whatever that ex was saying or doing. I think it's some truth in that. So when you're always talking about what someone else did, you're probably the common denominator here, that maybe you are the problem.
Well, I would say in my case, it was still growing in my young 20s of just learning stuff. However, if we had to do a percentage, I would say I probably was about 30%. If I had to break it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4 would be inconsistent communication. Inconsistent. They don't communicate very well. They don't do what they say they're going to do. They don't call when they say they're going to call. They are not good at communication. They're inconsistent. That's a red flag. That's definitely a red flag. The next one would be disrespecting other people. Not so much as you, but how do they react when there's a situation?
So these are things you have to pay close attention to.
Absolutely.
When you're going through
yes,
it.
because if they're disrespecting others around you, it won't be long before they're disrespecting you.
And you also
like understand that this is new. So they're not going to disrespect you because there's something that they want. So they're not going to disrespect you. They're going to show you who you want to see.
Representative?
Right, the representative. But look at how he or she is handling other people.
Yeah.
Because that's the true person or who they really are. Right?
Yeah. And also with the communication piece, understand how they communicate.
Yeah.
You know, you can communicate with them, but remember, it's still new between y'all two. And look at how they communicate with other people.
Yes.
That might be the truth.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because
y'all
y'all still too new.
For sure. Okay. Refusal to apologize. Refusal to apologize. You guys, if you have a person in your life and they refuse to apologize, that's a red flag. We all can apologize, even in a relationship, even when a disagreement and if we have a disagreement, and just say, I'm wrong in this disagreement, right? Then I can apologize for my part. He can apologize for his part because we both played a part. My part might be a little bigger, but if it's escalated to something, it takes two. So in any disagreement, you have to acknowledge your part and then apologize for your part in this argument, a disagreement, or whatever whatever you're going through at the moment, right?
Yeah. And that's a development skill. If you can't admit your truth, then you have to develop this kind of thing in order to have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
If it's always not me, but it's always you, that there's a problem.
Yeah.
Either with that person or
Red
with
flag.
you. Right. So if you're going to be together, you got to identify these situations so you know how to approach it.
Yes.
So that's a development.
Sure.
Work on yourself if you need to.
That's right.
Yeah.
Work on yourself. Okay. The projection game. Accusing you of things that they're actually doing themselves.
Oh, boy.
The projecting that on you.
Mm-hmm.
Accusing you, but they're actually doing it themselves. So when people are doing that, you need to look at that. Don't ignore those things, because those things escalate to something bigger.
Right.
Later. And with that, the next one is controlling. If they're too controlling, they want to know where you at, what you're doing, what time you left, what time you got there, what time you gonna be back,
what you wearing,
what money you spent, da. Like,
why you smelling good?
Red flag. Red flag. That's something that you need to look at, because no one should be controlling the other person. That is not what relationship is not about. Control. So that is a red flag, and you need to watch out for these red flags, you guys. This is important to look out for this stuff, because it can cause so many issues down the line.
And that's really why communication is important.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll know how this person thinks and acts and feels.
Yes. Controlling someone is like, have you ever been in a relationship where you felt controlling, like you felt like you was being controlled?
Well, not really. Because
No.
whenever it even got to that, because I'm a communicator.
Yeah.
So whenever it looks like it's even going that way, we going to have a discussion so it'll be clear.
Yeah.
Of what, the conversation is about, and what do you feel about whatever we're talking about.
Yeah.
So that I can interpret, oh, wait a minute, you don't want me to do what? Right off the gate, you need to make sure you understand where this person is coming from.
Yeah.
Whether it means y'all gonna grow together or y'all gonna grow apart.
Yeah.
If you're not clear about communication, that's where the problem goes, because
Yeah.
you're ignoring the signs.
Yeah. I think it's important, before we get off the red flags, is to recognize the flags. Red flags are just that connection to this person that you're dating. I think a lot of times we ignore those, because in the beginning I said the roller coaster, because we own this roller coaster and it's going fast, because we see somebody, we like them, we're attracted to them, and we got blinders on. We don't see things that is so clear. It's like right here. It's right there, but we don't see it because we're so in love. You know how you maybe one of your friends or is in a relationship or something, and that you can see everything, but they can't see nothing.
No, because they
can't see nothing, and you're like, you didn't hear them say X, Y, and Z. You didn't hear him say this or do that. They don't see it because they're on this roller coaster, and they just blind by the fast pace and the moving and the this feel good situation, and they don't see the red flags until the roller coaster stops. And then they go, oh, you know what? Yeah, he or she did X, Y, and Z. And then it's too late, because that's another relationship failed because you didn't see it in the beginning. To just take your time. Intimacy is not just, when I say intimacy, I'm not talking sexual. When I say intimacy, I'm talking intimate, just an intimate conversation, an intimate phone call, just hey, just getting to know you. Slow down. Slow down so there be more intimacy and less intensity. There's a difference. And if you don't know the difference, it's going to be one failed relationship after the other, after the other, after the other. Slow down.
Yeah,
right?
I think you definitely got to get out of the feel good moment,
Mm-hmm.
because the feel good moment, you blind with love. Oh my God, it's a new relationship. I can't wait to tell my friends. Oh my God. You know, you got to slow down to get to know what you actually getting into. You don't really know this person. You just in that feel good moment.
Yeah.
And you don't want that to lead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
So you got to be careful with that piece. Definitely.
Absolutely. So, on a lighter note, let's go to the green flags. The green flags I love the green flags. Because you really want to see more of the green flags in people than the red flags. You know, because you're in a relationship, or you meet someone and you get to know this person. You want to see more of the green flags. I think for women is, how do he treat his mother? How do he treat his mother? That's one of the green flags for me, is like, how do he treat his mother? Because if he treats his mother bad, you ain't gonna be too hurt. You probably are not going to be treated very well.
You might be up next.
You're right. One thing about Milton is Milton loved his mother, and he honored his mother, and he respected his mother, and so that was always a good thing. And I love that, because I think that's very important in a relationship. If they have a relationship, because some people don't.
Right.
But if they have a relationship with their mother, how do they treat her? How are they around her? How's the respect? I think that's the green flag.
Do they even mention her?
Yeah, that's a good habit to have when it respecting your parents, mother, father, whomever. Emotional control. They can actually be mad or upset without taking it out on you. Emotional control. How are you controlling your emotions? Can I get upset and not make you the villain? Can I be, have a hard day at work and have conversation and not make you feel that I'm upset with you? Mm-hmm. Emotional control. We have, you guys, like, seriously, we have a lot of people that do not have emotional control. We see it on TV every single day. We see it on social media. We see it driving. People lack emotional control. It's important. This is one green flag that I think is important.
Green flag?
Yes, it's a green flag.
Uh-oh.
When you have emotional control, that's wonderful. That's a bonus.
Absolutely.
That's a bonus.
There's a lot of hotheads walking around, and there's a lot of people that walk around. If if their day is bad, your day gonna be bad. If they calling you on the phone, feeding you they negative energy, and they just can't help it. They ain't thinking about your feelings.
Emotional control. They do not have it. So having emotional control is absolutely a bonus.
True.
They are active listener, meaning they remember the small things. They remember the small thing. I feel like I'm a very active listener, because when I'm listening to people, I'm getting what they're saying. I'm trying to hear what they're saying, and I probably remember a lot of those things. And then later on, I might do something for them or something, because I've listened and I paid attention to things. So you have to be an active listener so that you won't miss things. So if that person is an active listener, that's a green flag. Like, if he or she remembers something you said way back when in this conversation, and you're like, oh, you remember that? They're listening. They're paying you some attention. Like, they're not just looking at you going,
hurry up, sit down.
Hurry up, stop talking, They are actually listening with intent, being intentional.
Right. They're in the moment.
Yes. Yes.
And it's hard for a lot of us to be in the moment. Just freeze everything. I hear you. Let me hear you.
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay.
That would be a good one.
Yes. Okay. Respecting no. If you cancel a date or aren't ready for something, they respond with, I totally understand. Let's pivot instead of guilt tripping. Respecting no. Respecting no. If I say no, respect that. And don't make me feel bad about me saying no to you. You know, no is okay. If I'm not feeling this, if I don't want to do this, or I don't want to go out here, respect the no. You know, if you got a person that said, oh, it's okay, I understand, we can do this another time. If you know, that's wonderful, because they're not going to guilt trip you into doing something that you don't want to do. Take your time. Remember, intimacy versus intensity, right?
Respect people's opinion also.
Yes.
It ain't your opinion. Right?
Yes.
I can give my opinion. I don't need to be dragging you into that if you say a different thing.
Yeah.
Just respect it.
Yeah. Okay. Independent. They encourage you to pursue your dreams, the things you want to do. They encourage you to spend time with family and friends. They want that. They want you to be independent and not so clingy to them, you know? You don't want to be too clingy to people, you know? You want people to have their individual moments in their lives. Like, even for us, we have upstairs, we have levels. We have like 3 levels in our house. So, you know, Milton is mostly downstairs a lot. I'm a room person, so I'm in my room a lot. And so, but we come together in the evening time when we get off, have conversation, talk about each other's, you know, what we, you know, our day
to day,
what went on, all the things, and then we separate so I can have my moment, he can have his moment. You need those things that you do outside of each other. I have likes and things that I like to do. He have things he likes to do as well. Milton is a sports person. I'm not that person. I'm just not. He wanted us to wear some Falcon gear tonight, y'all. Falcon. No.
Don't pay her no attention, y'all.
But he loves sports.
Oh,
And I'm not a sports person, and it's okay. We don't have to like the same things, you know. And that's just respecting that person to have their own thing.
Right. Respect each other's boundaries.
Yes.
You know, you may be into something where your partner's not so much into something.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Y'all ain't gotta love the same thing.
Right.
And you don't have to be so clingy either.
Right.
Like, give each other some space.
Okay, consistent effort. They don't just show up for the big moments. They are reliable in the boring daily routine. They just are not there for the big things. They're there for the daily boring routine. Because guess what? There's going to be days that it's going to be boring. It's not going to be anything to do. It's not going to be big moments all the time. And they're there. They showing effort. They're there. They showing up all the time. That's a green flag.
That's a big thing too. Even if it's just a conversation, you might just need a conversation.
Right.
As opposed to somebody just saying, well, how you doing? I'm doing fine. Okay. You know, you don't be bored, but I mean, bring something to the table.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's a big one as well to keep things going.
Yeah. Clear expectations. You never have to guess where you stand. That's a big one. That's a big one. Clear expectations. I don't have to ask you where I stand in your life because you've already made that very clear where I stand. I've already made that clear where he stands. So clear expectations so you don't have to guess. I saw this lady, she was on TV and she was asking Steve Harvey a question about, they've been together for 7 years, and so she asked him, well, when are you going to buy me a ring? And then I think he was like, well, I might have to put the ring on layaway or something. It was like a whole big thing. And I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, we should be so far
past the ring thing.
Yeah, like 7 years. That's a long time to be in a relationship and you don't know where you stand in that relationship.
You in the same status as you were when you were dating.
Basically.
The first year.
And you've given everything. You've given yourself. You've given everything to this person that does not have a plan for you.
And have you seen the red flags or not? And the green ones?
All the red flags are there because he hasn't asked you to be his wife.
The
red flags are already
there
like, they're there. It doesn't take 7 years for you to know if this person is marriage material. And the thing is, if they're not, then move on and let them move on. Don't keep someone in a space and that's not the person you want to take home.
But
your mother.
The person that's on the receiving side ought to look at the signs as well to say, do I still want to go this route? You know what I mean? So, and the expectation, well, you said something to the fact that kind of who has your back.
Right.
That takes a minute to understand how that works too. Like, you can't be dating and say, okay, I expect that this person is definitely going to treat me right based on what. It takes time to know and feel comfortable in that.
Right.
So you're going to see the signs.
Yeah, for sure.
So 7 years, I don't know. Should we continue to be girlfriend and boyfriend?
Absolutely not. Okay. Okay, the next one is accountability. Accountability. When they mess up, they own it. When they mess up, they own it. It's no excuses. They're not like, oh, well, whatever the excuses are these days. I don't know. Right. But they own the mess up,
You can respect a person that know they screwed up and then they say, that's all me. Right.
I messed up.
It's not that hard.
It's not.
It's just that in that moment, that's when you start to develop to understand you messed up and understand that you probably won't go there again.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times when people don't take accountability, it's not that I think they're afraid sometimes of truth, because the truth sometimes will end a relationship or cause an argument or some kind of strife in the relationship. And I think it's hard sometimes to just like, I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna own what I did. I did it. I'm gonna own it. And if it moves forward, it does. If it doesn't, then it's a lesson learned. It should be anyways, right. To say I'll do better in the next relationship.
Well, to me, that's telling me that you respect the person that you're with, no matter what has happened, and you're trying to make correction.
Right. Yeah. Basically. Okay, we're almost done with this. They are your safe space. You feel like you can be yourself, your unpolished self, your authentic self around them without being judged. What you think about that one?
I think that's what you want.
They are your safe space.
You really want that in the beginning and move out the representative in the beginning. You really want that.
Yeah. But I think it takes a while for you to feel safe in somebody
definitely
present, that you can be your unpolished self, your
Right.
authentic self, without judgment.
Right.
Because most times we're getting up, like you get up in the morning and you getting ready for your day, and so you put on your nice gear, put your face on, your lips on, smelling good, all the things, and you go out and the world sees that part of you, right? But then you come home in the evening time, you take your shower, you put your bonnet on, you put your little your 90s on, and you look like grandma.
Yeah, you don't look so polished today.
You look like a different person.
or you dating and you go to sleep, but you look all made up still, and then one day you slip and you don't do that, and I wake up and look and say, you don't look so polished. What the world?
What the world?
So that, I think that is.
But when you can love someone past that, that becomes
right.
that safe place where it's okay to be your authentic self. It's okay to be unpolished around this person because they respect it and they love you regardless, because they love you.
Right.
But that safe space is where you want to get to. I think that takes a minute to get there.
Definitely. It's not going to be while you dating the first week or two.
Right.
It's going to take some time.
It's definitely going to take some time.
That's why you got to get to know the person for who the person actually is.
Yes. So, at the end of the day, flags are just a way for us to navigate human connection. But don't get so caught up in the flags that you forget to look at the person in front of you. So although we're talking about red flags and green flags and all those things, those are important, yes. But don't get so caught up in those flags where you forget to look at the person that's in front of you. Because really, at the end of the day, we are human. We're going to make mistakes. We're not always going to get it right.
Right.
We're not going to always do the right things. But that doesn't make us a bad person. That's just make us human. And that we just, every day is a day to just make corrections and get it better. Because if you just always looking for the red flags, you're never going to see the green ones. And if you don't never see the green ones, if you always looking at the green ones, you're never going to see the red ones. So you need to just pray about what it is that you want and let God open your eyes to what it is that He wants you to see. Because that person that you're looking at, all the red flags, could be still your person, but just not developed in a way yet, because God is not through with him or her yet. So you gotta be in constant prayer about what it is that you want, so that God can open your eyes to see what He wants you to see, versus the standard of the red and the green flags, right?
See the blemishes.
Yes.
So that's really important, because that person may not be. It's just like rolling dough and making bread in the oven. If it ain't done, it ain't done, and they have to go through development stages.
Yes, absolutely.
So that person can come out of that oven looking golden brown, as opposed to just dough.
Okay.
So,
dough analogy.
But you have to be patient, and you have to be able to work with it, and you got to look at the signs that help develop this wonderful relationship.
Yeah.
And it ain't gonna work by itself.
Yeah.
So if you ain't got the time or the patience, then stay by yourself.
Yeah. It's important in any relationship to be open-minded and to just be open. And so the takeaway is definitely intimacy versus intensity. You guys, we have to slow down. I think the world itself is just moving so fast. Everything is moving so fast. Everything just gotta be quick. And when we do that, we lose sight of ourselves, because we're trying to be something for someone that we shouldn't be trying to be. You know, we gotta slow down so that we can be our authentic selves when we even in our dating one another. Like, be you. So and work on you prior to, you know, all the red flags I talk about. You know if that's you, right?
You know if you crazy.
You know if that's you. You know if that's you that's controlling.
Right.
Maybe that's something you need to work on. If you don't know how to accept no's, and that, you guys, this no thing is so important, because there's a lot of people that do not know how to take no for an answer. A lot of people. I don't know where. I don't. It's pretty bad, and it's not just in relationship like boyfriend girlfriend. This is like in the workplace. It's everywhere. People don't know how to. You know, if someone tells you no, it's no. It's
right.
okay to get a no.
Right.
You're not gonna always get a yes.
No.
No is okay.
And no is shorter than yes.
It's it. It's no. When he or she says no, that's what it is. Don't try to convince somebody to say yes when they say, let your no be your no and your yes be your yes. That's it.
And sometimes
period.
you gotta say no if you're a yes person.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. Say no.
Say no.
To
It's
your
okay
kids,
to say no.
To your husband, sometimes you have to say no.
Yes. Yes, you do. So it's okay. So we just want to, you know, just a little fun little episode about red and green flags, and just recognize those, but in that, don't forget to look at the person.
Right.
Look at the person. Ask God to open your eyes and your heart to see this person unpolished, because we all are unpolished. And although we can dress ourselves up and make us look very very good, we all have things that we need to work on. So don't miss out on someone who could be potentially a good fit for you, looking at red flags, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Don't ignore the major red flags. No, I'm not telling you to do that. No.
Go through the relationship looking at the red flags and the green flags.
Yes.
Collectively.
Yes. Absolutely.
You know.
But that's our episode for today, you guys.
Hopefully this will help you whichever side you're on in the relationship business. But just go through it and slow things down is the main thing.
Slow it down.
So that you can hear and see,
mm-hmm.
and develop,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because if you move too fast, you just in the aha moment. Oh, I love her and I love him.
Moment.
And then your eyes are
Sure.
closed. Look, baby, your eyes is closed. You're in love. And you done missed some things.
Yeah.
So you got to go in it, eyes wide open,
mm-hmm.
your ears wide open, and have communication. Ask questions.
Ears open, eyes wide open.
Yeah. And ask questions.
Yes. A lot of people always talk about how Milton and I in our relationship or whatever, and it, you know, over the years, it's just taken time to just make mistakes, get back up, make mistakes, get back up, dust yourself off, keep going, keep moving, keep giving grace, keep loving, keep giving grace, and keep loving. That's what you basically, that's what has worked for us. It's like, while we do love each other, we have to individually work on our own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because you realize, like, I realized, like, for me, one of mine were, I would say, like, not asking questions, or no, what I'm trying to say.
You
like,
probably hold things in and then ask.
I
down the
let
line.
things build up
Right.
with me, and then I go to 1,000 instead of like just discussing those things as it comes.
If it's a thought and it kind of affects you, put it on the table regardless of what that person in your relationship, how they react. That way you get to work on stuff. Yeah. But if you hold it and let it build, all it does is it's holding you on the inside. Yeah. And by the time you put it out there, it may not come out the right way.
Yeah. So I had to work on that. I had to definitely work on like my communication. So and I knew that. So and it was a process, but I'm so much better now, and I thank God for that. And I used to be bothered by a lot more things, and I'm really unbothered, you guys. I'm very unbothered. I just try not to be bothered.
That's a good place to be in. Yeah. Also, it creates peace, because if you're bothered, you're not going to have peace.
No.
And I had to learn to develop how to relay certain things.
Yes.
Because maybe it came too strong, it might hurt feelings, this, that, and the other. So, and it's still a process.
Yeah.
So you got to know who you are and what you made of and how you affect other people.
Yeah.
And if you're in a relationship, you must know how you affect that person in the relationship.
Yeah.
And then you can do the work.
And all of it comes with time. We've had time to kind of do this thing. So it all comes with time, but if you give it the work, you put the work in, the outcome is going to be great.
You keep mentioning work, so
you got to put the work.
Right, it ain't an overnighter.
No.
You know, some people want their relationship to be like that.
Yeah, you got to put in the work. And lastly, don't always look at the other person as the problem. Sometimes you got to look at yourself. It's easy for us to blame the other person for everything, and you don't look at yourself. I hear a lot of that with people that I listen to that talks a lot. You know, it's easy to see someone else's stuff, but you don't really look at yours. And just because that person is not telling you about your stuff doesn't mean you don't have it. So understand, we all come with something.
That's a good one.
So you're gonna have to work on yours, just like you're talking about the other person working on theirs.
I used to do this thing too, and I was a good steward of listening and critique what people issues was. And then something told me a while back, I don't know where I get it from, but I always heard, okay, you need to do this and you need to do this, and this is the way you do that. Then somebody older than me said, well, look at them 3 fingers that's pointing at you. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I need to run that through my head and think about if that's part of my issue. So that kind of helped me, as easy as that is. That said, well, look, you got some situations too you need to think about and try to fix them.
Yeah.
While you talking about it, it might not be what you talking about with them, but everybody has a situation.
Everybody.
So, or you can look in the mirror.
Everybody got a situation.
Yeah.
So, look at you, fix you, work on yourself, because you can't work on another person. You can only work on yourself.
Right.
And everything else has to be in prayer. We was looking at War Room tonight. And she said, you got to fight in prayer. And that's what you got to do. Yeah. My granddaughter wanted to watch that. Can you believe that? And she's 16. She said, let's look at War Room. And that's what we did. And you have to fight in prayer. Yeah. Stop always doing this and fight in prayer. Because the only person that can help you in your relationship is not the people in the streets. It's not the people that are around you. It's the Lord. He'll be able to guide you, show you, give you more patience and grace and all those things. You're looking at the wrong people. You're looking at the people out here. They're not going to help you with your relationship.
Again, ask the Creator.
Ask the Creator who
the
created the person that you are in relationship with. So you guys, that is going to conclude our episode tonight. We kind of went over because we want to just kind of get our point across, and somebody needed it. So we try to make the episodes, short and sweet. And sometimes we go over just because we just want to get this point across. And we know that people, a lot of people, they love to hear us talk about relationship, and we're not perfect. We're not professionals when it comes to relationship, but we have been in it for a while. So what works for us may not work for you, but you just have to find your own groove and do what works for you in your household, in your relationship.
Absolutely.
So
do the work.
Yes, absolutely.
Read the signs.
That's right. So you guys, don't forget to join us on Sunday with for Just Us, Milton and Felicia. I think Sunday is actually our Mother's Day episode, which was pretty good. I had a good Mother's Day. We went out on Saturday, and then Milton and I and the grandkids went to church service, and so we just had an enjoyable day just with the family. So that's our episode that's coming up on Sunday. Don't forget to join us for our challenge. Still, you can join us for our fitness challenge. It ends June the 16th, which is rapidly approaching. But again, we're going to continue after that. It's just our challenge ends that
we wanted to start before summer.
Yes, but we're going to keep moving, keep going. So we want to encourage you to keep moving, keep going, and if you want to join the fitness challenge, you can do that as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else for the people?
Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we definitely want you to subscribe.
Yes.
Like and share the channel.
Yes.
And comment if you must.
Give us a thumbs up.
Ting, ting, ting.
Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And until next time, we love you, and we'll see you.
Yeah, it's the role effect. We talk love, we talk faith. God first, couple goals, ain't no room for the hate. We keep it real.